The Doors of Khaenri'ah. This is the key. This is the achievement that explained the meaning of the traveler's journey to me. Prepare your teeth, it's gonna be a wild ride. We are about to be diving in literature. Disclaimer, I do not recommend skipping any part or you will lose my train of thoughts. Now back to my theory. Simply put, that our journey through Tivat is in an opposite fashion as to what Dante Alighieri did in the Divine Comedy in Canto dell'Inferno. Lasciate ogni speranza o voi che entrate, which translate to leave all hope, ye who enters here, is how the journey of Dante begins in hell, walking past its gates. Keep in mind that we receive such achievement once we arrive at the gate of Khaenri'ah, and it's my belief that we will walk through that gate as the last chapter of our journey, while Dante's descension into hell begins with it. Also keep in mind that in Dante's Inferno, numbers have meanings. Hell is divided in circles, the ninth being the last, ordered by less to most nefarious acts, all of which are, after Limbo, declination of the 7 deadly sins. He also have a guide following his descension, Virgil. Sounds rather familiar, right? Well, do me a favor, keep close attention to all the numbers. They hold a lot of meanings. It is my belief also that each of the 7 nations represent a deadly sin, and our journey is a parallel to Dante's one. When Dante reaches the last circle of hell, he encounters not a scorching hot scenario, but the frozen wasteland of Khaenri'ah. This is the end of all Inferno, the 9th circle. Lake Cocytus is completely frozen from the winds generated by Lucifer's everlasting bathing wings, while he chews on sinners sitting in the center of said lake. Those who are punished here are traitors. Curious, right? We know a certain someone that seeks to challenge Celestia, betraying its principles, which embodies the powers of Cryo. Am I right? Just to be clear, the order in which traitors are organized in Dante's Inferno means a lot, and because of that, I bet we will arrive in Snezaya last. Let me explain how they are organized in the Divine Comedy. Lake Cocytus is divided in 4 sections, concentric. Sinners are organized from the less nefarious to the most horrible ones. First, we encounter those who betrayed their family, then those who betrayed their nation, then those who betrayed their guest, and finally those who betrayed their benefactors. Possibly this is the reason for which the Tsaritsa is seeking to rebel. To finally exit hell, Dante and Virgil have to pass through Lucifer. Now, both names Lumine and Ether means light. From Latin, the irregular verb ferufers, tuli latum ferre, means to bring. Lucy is a derivative of the word lux, light. The 2 words mean light bringer. This may implicitly say that we will have to face our twin, as he will certainly try to deliver punishment upon traitors, much like Lucifer in the 9th circle of hell. There is more lore on the gender-neutral name Ether, but that's for another video. So, after descending into the 9th and last part of the Inferno, Dante's travel through hell ends as he exits from the chasm formed by Lucifer bodies below it, with Virgil, his guide, and he writes E quindi uscimmo a riveder le stelle, which translate, then we emerge to gaze upon the stars again. Yet, in Genshin, we meet the door of hell, Khaenri'ah, now, with a star on it, and we will possibly go through it only after completing our journey as the last step, in the opposite order by which Dante descends to hell. Let me shift your focus back to the stars. What happens the more we descend into the abyss? The sky gets darker, but filled with stars. And what do we gain upon completing it? Stars, 36 to be exact, a multiple of 4 by 9, the number that represents completion, wisdom, and heaven. Additionally, when we delve deeper in the abyss, we actually move up. The stairs we climb go all upwards, and the more we reach further, the closer we get to the moon and the stars. But Dante does not just see any stars while exiting hell. In particular, he gazes upon 4 stars, the constellation known as the Southern Cross, which symbolizes a lot. In Tivat there are 4 descenders, remember? And we, when we land on Tivat at the beginning, are depicted as descending stars. Now look at the gate once more. This is not just any star, it's a cardinal cross, and by its shape also represents forbidden wisdom shown in previous clips in Genshin. The Southern Cross is a constellation of 4 stars, which has a peculiar symbol to represent it, and I'm sure you will recognize it in a bit. In Dante's poem, stars are, generally speaking, the symbol of divine wisdom, which in Genshin is forbidden knowledge. But the Southern Cross meaning is far deeper. 4 stars are a symbol of the 4 cardinal virtues: prudence, temperance, justice, fortitude. And I believe that we, the traveler, being the 4th descender, represent the last star, fortitude. Also, in the Divine Comedies, there's a prophecy told by Virgil in Canto 1 at the beginning of the journey, where he speaks about a savior that will liberate the world, wielding such cardinal virtues. Now, with a leap of imagination, and given that all characters in Genshin have 6 constellations by choice of game design, I overlapped the modern view of the Southern Cross, which has a 5th star, different by the one known at the age of Dante, to the Traveler constellation, and voila! Considering the point of intersection a star in itself, again due to game design, you can see how they are not far from each other. Also very important note, the sky Dante's and Virgil gaze upon exiting hell in the southern hemisphere is a different sky from which he is used to. He comes from Italy, after all, and is also below the last circle of Inferno. Dante's and Virgil reach it between the 9th and 10th of April in the 1300s. I bet my fucking ass that whoever thought of this lore planned the 3.6, which sums up to 9, update to be released exactly on that date of April. We're not far off. Also, the Southern Cross or Cruz del Sur has a specific symbol, as I mentioned. Look at it. Pretty familiar, right? All Khaenri'ahs have a common symbol upon them, a 4-point star, much similar to this. Let me add one last bit of spice. We enter the abyss to gaze upon the stars through a circle, with the same 3 decoration around it. Additionally, from previous events in Genshin, we know that the sky we gaze upon now in Tevat is fake. So what do you think? Have I convinced you that we are doing our journey backwards from the one completed by Dante? That's it, I'm done torturing you today. And if you're wondering why I do know both Latin and old literature, let me just say that after living for a very long time, virgin's blood starts to taste bland, and so, by mixing it with wine, you kinda want to savor it slowly, and there is no better way to do so than with a good book. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. I can torture you with more theories and silly guides.